Ciao. Oh,
Ciao.
we're at the basketball court right now, but we wanted to talk about the trip. So,
We almost did. We almost had a great ending to.
oh
a
my
trip.
gosh, we almost didn't end the trip. That we were back in heaven. Real talk.
That was it. That was it.
Y'all don't understand how scary that plane ride was. Like Wolf Ranger literally had to text our mother, "I love you." if we don't make it, I love you. It was so bad. But anyway, so day 1, day 2 we're in Venice. Day 3, day 4 we're in Florence. Day 5, day 6. No,
Day
day 5 we're in
6.
Bologna. Day 6 we're in Verona. Day 7 we went back home.
All right. Well, time for questions. What did
So-
you think of Venice?
Venice. Okay, I rate Venice 8 out of 10. I felt like the biggest downfalls of Venice were that it was so small with so many people. It literally felt like if I don't know, it was just like if Rhode Island had 15 million people in one city. There was
It wasn't that small. I mean,
It was so packed everywhere you went until nighttime. Nighttime was nice. Nighttime Venice was peak, but daytime Venice was like a suicide. But what about you? What did you think of Venice?
I thought Venice was. I would say Venice was like. I'd say 7 out of 10.
The hotel? Alright, the Venice
The
hotel,
hotel. The hotel was awesome.
was the only nice thing about the whole trip compared to other hotels.
Oh, I beg to differ.
That was the best hotel we got. It was perfect location and alone. We'll get to that in a second. So, what would you rated Venice a 7 out of 10? Why?
I rated it a 7 out of 10 because I think that it wasn't small. It's just there's not much to do. Every like gondola rides, taxi rides, like those look cool. Ferry rides are cool. But because everything's on a strip, it's so compact, and so I didn't really like
Well, yeah, that's true.
how compact it was. And then the stores, they were cool, I guess. Not
They
too
weren't
bad.
as clean. Venice was not clean. There were a lot of homeless people.
Facts.
There were a lot of pee spots.
And, and the homeless people were like on the steps, so you would like have to walk over them.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. But I think the coolest thing about it was that the way the streets were, you had to go through the water. Like those are streets, those water streets. I think that's the coolest thing ever. But okay, for me, Florence. Florence was my second favorite location. Now, here's why. The city, I'm gonna rate it like a literal. I'm gonna rate that city a 9 out of 10.
What, Florence?
It was so spacious, and throughout the day you had room to roam. At night, it was absolutely stunning. Nighttime was my favorite at Florence. Huge city, beautiful views, and there were things to do. We got a lot of things done in Florence. Even though the protests had shut down most of it, we got a lot of things done. But the only downside was the hotel. It was a hostel, so we had to sleep with 3 other neighbors who we never met and didn't know, but we would just hear the restroom flush and be like, Wolf Ranger's here.
We kind of assumed there were girls because they had girl
shampoo, and we heard them through
tampons.
through the very thin walls.
There
Then
were tampons.
We did not realize they were thin walls until we started laughing too hard. What would you rate Florence?
Florence was a 10 out of 10.
A 10? Wow.
Think about it. We went to 3 different museums, considering that half of it was shut down.
Yeah.
More than half of the museum was shut down.
Pretty
The place was open. Oh wait, I wouldn't say it's 10 out of 10. I would say 9 out of 10.
So yeah, we're on the same boat. Yeah, I do think that the activities, and the only downside was the hotel.
Again, I
You
don't
didn't
even think
shower that whole trip because of it.
I don't even think the hostel was bad. And I'm gonna be so for real. I think the hostel was. I'd rate it a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
No, dude, that's a 2. Showering in there is a different feeling. And us playing pranks on each other's not right. We'll
That's
never.
okay.
That was not
That's
fair.
why I think it's funny because it was a funny experience. Like
No,
we were
for
trying
sure.
to open the door.
Yeah, no. Florence is hilarious for sure. But
Like that was to me the funniest trip.
And a lesson learned by the traveler. Next up, Bologna. All right,
Oh,
I'm
Bologna.
gonna put this out there. It was worse than Venice.
Bologna was boring.
Very boring. It literally was just a shopping city. It was a shopping city with beautiful rustic buildings, very scenic, but another huge downside was that I dropped 500 on just the taxi and Uber. All because the location on booking.com said it was 0.5 miles from downtown. You'll see that in the video too. It said 0.5 miles from downtown, and that was a lie. But anyway, Bologna was very boring. I'm gonna actually give it a 5 out of 10.
Bologna was, I'd say 4.
5 out of 10 because it is so beautiful and very spacious. And
Bologna, okay.
there weren't
you
as
say-
many tourists either.
You say Bologna is beautiful, but to me, I think Bologna had a lot of stores. Way
It was
more
also
stores than the other
it was
stores.
also kind of clean. Kinda.
Yes, it was-
I'm gonna give it kinda.
I think that Bologna was okay.
Yeah, that's why I said a 5 out of 10. But I mean, it was clean. It was spacious. It wasn't as touristy as. I mean, it was still pretty touristy. Everybody spoke English, but it wasn't that bad. Now, mid-Bologna trip, we went to Verona. Now, Verona is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that was 10 out of 10. That was the best one.
10 out of 10, 100%. There were things to do. We didn't get to do them.
There was Romeo and Juliet. We saw that.
Yeah. We learned about the custom of Juliet's curry. And we learned that there's 2 train stations in Verona. But most of all, cleanest city, beautiful shopping center, actually the most beautiful sights in history. Like, it said in the front on
It's
the
got
Verona,
Go ahead.
the Verona Arena is what he's talking about, the Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Coliseum. It's called the Verona Arena. And on the cover of it, it said the most Italian city in the world.
It's true.
And I was like, there's no way. It turns out it really is. Like, it is the most beautiful. I recommend everybody goes to Verona at least once in their life.
Yeah, Verona.
Chalk Rome, chalk Bologna, chalk Florence. If you go to Verona once for a 2-day trip, you're happy.
Verona was the best trip.
Yeah. You'll see all the videos about what we did and stuff. And the sights, oh my gosh, so beautiful. But honestly, the whole entire trip in total was a mess. I mean, I messed up so many times. We ate at places that weren't good sometimes.
They're not mistakes, they're happy accidents.
Very happy accidents, but geez, learning lessons for sure. Because I am not ever gonna have a hostel or a hotel that's located 30-minute drive.
I'm never making a mistake.
A 30-minute drive.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
A 30-minute drive from the freaking downtown area.
So you should-
And all the taxis that we called were like, "Are you sure you want to go there?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Tell them about how the taxi in Bologna was like, you're 30 minutes
Oh
away.
yeah. So we were like 17 minutes balls deep into the drive. And I'm starting to piece things together. Like, I think we just saw downtown and we're getting awfully far from it. I started like thinking about it. And as I'm thinking about it, it's like I was thinking out loud. She goes, "Oh, by the way, the action is 20 minutes from where y'all live." And I was like, "A walk?" She goes, "A drive." And I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And you'll see it in the video, like I said, but whenever we got to the place in Bologna, I sat there on my suitcase, literally showing him. It said 0.5 miles from downtown. And I wasn't a liar. Overall, I'm going to give the 7-day trip, the 7-day bender, 8.5 out of 10. Nah, 8 out of 10.
I don't know. Personally, I think the trip was a 9 out of 10. I thought that was fun. It was fun. It had funny moments, bad moments. It had great, I guess, it was great. I'll just put it like that. We got to see a bunch of history. We also got to interact with history and all those things.
So I think it was great. I think it was what we needed, especially considering, you know,
Reggio, like there's not much to do in Reggio.
and we've seen a lot of the history already.
We've seen a ton of the history already. I just think that, you know, it was time for a change, and we did.
Yeah. But that is Tava and Wolfranger's review of their trip. We did it. We traveled by ourselves for 7 whole days. Now the reward for that is going home in 3 days. Or 4 days. Going to Rome and then going home in 9 days. Or 8, 9. I think it's 9 days. But that's huge.
I'm so excited.
That is huge news for the unemployed. So, thank you guys for watching the videos if you did. And then,
Ciao ragazzi.
ciao ragazzi.